Hello everyone, my name is Edu and this is Ready Go Expat. As some of you might know, I'm an English teacher here in China and I teach in an international program in a high school. So all of my students are going to go abroad for university. And while most of them pick the United States, some of them also go to Australia, New Zealand, Canada, and the UK. Last week, I met up with 5 students who are back in China during their winter break and after spending their first 4 months in the US. So they shared their first impressions of life in the US, challenges that they faced, cost of living compared to China, what kind of food they eat. And if you check my channel, you're going to see that there are a lot of videos about expats and foreigners who come live in China like me. But I thought it would be very interesting to show also the perspective of young Chinese students when they go to the US. Ready? Go.
In America, the people when you go in a building and the first people will open the door and they just hold the door and help the other people to go in the building, and that very surprised me.
Sometimes you will meet some strange person. They will come ask you some secret or ask you, do you have some changes? So, but don't worry about this. Just say no, and then they will leave. They will not hurt you if you say no. Yes.
I think teachers and students in there are actually very nice. They are very willing to help international students. Just like my math teacher. Whenever he teaches some new things, he will ask me if I'm understood. And if I don't understand, I can come to his office hour to solve these questions. And as well as students, they are willing to share something with you, such as group discussion. They know you are international students. You may not good as English. So they can forgive you if you not say too much in the group discussion. So I think that's very good.
Is the road, the American transportation is very old and very inconvenient, but it's okay. But I just get the surprise when I first time see the bus. It's very amazing.
Walk across the street, and when cars come, and the car will stop, and it will wait for a long time until you cross the street, and that's like surprising.
The cost of living in America is crazy. Whatever you live in the apartment or the school dormitory, it's about the same. It's about 1,000 a month, so yeah, it's really high. And if you cannot cook by yourself, really expensive.
It's very expensive, but for me it's okay because I eat all the times in the dining halls, the restaurant, the school restaurant, and just maybe 1 month, 2 times, go with my friends. Go to another city to eat some Chinese food or another country's food, which is very delicious. And the cost is okay. For me, it's okay.
The living is very expensive, like more than China.
What is expensive there, for example?
Almost everything, like the rent house, or like all the food, or like go out to have fun, like go to the KTV or like, yeah.
Everything is very expensive than China because they have many service fees and like the Uber Eats. One time I just ordered the McDonald's. I ordered the food fees just like $13 and finally the total price like $22 or $23. They includes the service fees, the taxi, and tips.
It's really expensive to live in USA. Food, housing, book, especially book. Book is very, if I transfer to RMB, it's like thousands RMB per book.
Yeah, it's very difficult. Almost I make the American friends in the last night that when I leave the dorm. Yeah, just before the winter break. So I just make the 2 or 3 friends. Yeah, it's very difficult. I think because the culture is different, and you don't know what they talking about, so you kind of concerned with them.
I think it's not very difficult. If you want to make friends with them, I think it's very easy. As long as you can understand what they're saying and your language, your English is good. Because I think American is very open, very outgoing. They also want to have a friend from foreigners, so they are happy to make friends with you. So I think it's not very difficult as long as you can have a conversation with him. Yeah.
Most American people will think that Chinese very reserved, and also I'm very shy to talk to the American people. So I don't have any American friends.
The language, the culture, and the living abilities. Yeah, I think those questions is too difficult to make friends with American people. I made Korean friends, yeah, and I think they are very humorous and funny.
I think to make American friends is harder than make Chinese friends because we have really different culture and living habits. Sometimes it's hard to join with them. I think make more Chinese friends is more helpful for me.
For now, it's easy, I think, because I'm a freshman. What I take is some introductory courses. And it's as long as you understand what the professor is saying, you can handle it easily, I think. Difficult one is the writing. You really need a high-level writing to come to a university because the writing I think is the main thing in the university level.
It's not hard for me to understand what teachers saying, but it's really hard for me to participate with some class events, such as some presentation and group discussion. You really need you to take a lot of time to prepare for it. So I think maybe I should pay more attention on it in the future. Yeah.
Before I go to America, I think it's very hard to understand, because some professor will have the tongue is hard to understand, or the classroom is too big to hear what the professor is talking about. But after I go there, I've been there, so it's not that hard to understand. It's quite easy.
In the beginning, I think the language is the most difficult part about the courses. And now maybe I listen more and I can understand more.
It's so-so, except my biology course, which is very difficult. I don't recommend the students who choose this course.
Chinese barbecue. In there have so many apps that you may buy Chinese. So I can order many Chinese food on that app. And the 配送员怎么说? And the delivery guy are also Chinese. Really? Yeah.
It's all the Chinese food.
Yeah, it's all the Chinese food. So I think that app is excellent. Yeah. I usually order food at that app.
Actually, in American, I just eat Chinese food.
I go to the Chinese restaurant most, but because it's too expensive to eat out, so I choose cook at home, and I cook almost every day.
I usually eat the Chinese food and some Korean and Japanese food, and and the Mexican food, yeah, which is very delicious too. And I like the taco, yeah, burrito. It's very delicious.
Personally, I really hate American food. What I like is Korean food in there. Or what I think about American food is just hamburger and fries, chips. This it's not really not good for me. It's cooking. Learn how to cooking. Because eat outside, I mentioned eat outside is pretty expensive. And also learn how to cut your hair by yourself. Because that's just expensive and 理发师怎么说来着? A barber. The barber in America is not good at China, I think. So learn how to cut your hair by yourself.
I think the biggest challenge for me is food and weather. You know, Minnesota is very cold, but fortunately, it has central heating inside. So if I stay inside, it's warmer than here. And the food is very big challenge for me. The Chinese food there is very sweet.
Make friends with American because we have the culture difference and the education background. Yeah.
I think it's to make American friends.
Improving your English. If your English is good enough, that's okay. It's okay to live in America.